there all over the United States and beyond. I know we're all freezing right now, except unless you're in like Texas or one of them hot states. I'm sure that you're keeping nice and warm right now. Maybe. I know parts of Texas get cold also. But I just want to say real quick, I know a lot of people have been contacting me about my show on the 17th that I was supposed to do with Andrew Dean. I was really sick that week, so I rescheduled the show for the 24th of February. So I'm going to have Andrew Dean back on again, 24th of February, which is a Monday, I believe. So we will redo that show. I'm going to have 4 shows in February, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. I just want to say real quick that I am working on a new album right now. It will be probably released in the spring. I'm not sure when yet. It could be either March or April, and it's called Ascending Journey. And it's going to have a lot of new songs on it, plus my new gospel song that I will be working on February, which is called I Call Your Name. That will be a gospel song that I've never done before, like this. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to like it. Also, my book, Poetry for the Soul by Lisa Marie Nicole, that will hopefully be released in March. I'm working on it right now, and I'm trying to get it on the deadline in February. So hopefully it'll be released in March. And my first book, The Christmas Stranger, is still available if anybody would like to get it. It's on all ebook sites and lisamarinicole.com. You could get a signed copy. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest today. I have a really good guest that's coming on, and let's speak to him. His name is Trevor Renteria. Hi, Trevor.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Just introduce yourself to everyone. Just tell who you are, what you do, and where you're from.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Trevor Renteria. I'm from Plano, Texas, which is a suburb of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm a local singer-songwriter here in the Dallas area, just pursuing my passion for music. So that's a little bit about me. But
that sounds great. And Plano, Texas, where was that near? Would you say that was near?
It's right outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit north of Dallas.
So what's the weather like there right now?
Right now it's 54 degrees. So
that's not bad.
No.
Considering where everybody else is. I mean, in Florida, it's freezing here. So, but you know, with all these other people up north at like 0 degrees and everything, that's pretty good. 54.
Yeah, 54 is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's talk about how you got into music. You want to talk about that a little bit, like how you started your journey in music?
Yeah. So I grew up in church. My grandpa was actually the music director for his church for many years.
Wow.
And so he passed the baton on to my mom. She went to piano all as a kid, and she kind of gave me the passion for music as well. We would do little, like during the offering time, we would do little specials. Me and my mom would sing together on stage, or I started out playing the cello, so I would do little cello songs, like specials during the offering time. So that's really how I got into music, was the church, and my grandpa. Everything he did was about music, and so I just wanted to be like my grandpa.
Oh, that's great. That's a great tribute to him. Is he still alive or no?
Actually, he just passed away this last year in 2024.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, he up until the end, he always had a great passion for music, and so a lot of what I do is because of
carrying on.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a great honor. That's great. Were they self-taught of what they did?
Yeah, my grandpa was self-taught. He played everything by ear. my mom, she actually since he didn't really know like the technical side of music, he wanted my mom and my uncle to get into piano lessons. So my mom, she learned by music, but she also has that ability to play by ear as well. So I think I can do both, but a lot of what I do is by ear as well.
Yeah,
So
that's great. Not many people, I know some people that can play by ear, but some people can't. It's very hard to do that sometimes. What I know you play the guitar, you play any other instruments?
yeah, so I'm most comfortable on guitar. I play some keys. I play the bass, and I started out on the cello. So those
Yeah,
are like my main instruments that I play. But yeah.
the cello is a really cool instrument. That thing that's a big instrument.
Yeah. I love
Um,
the timbre of it. It's so rich and like full sounding. So it'll always be one of my favorites. Well, and it was the one that I started on. So I just have like a soft spot for the cello. So
is that more like a ukulele, like a fiddle sort of? I mean, like a what kind of how do you play that, the cello?
with the bow, but you put it in between your legs and you're sitting down and it's like this.
Oh, it's a violin. That's what I meant.
Yeah, like a violin. Yeah,
Like a big violin.
yeah, it's like a big violin that yeah.
Yeah, but that's beautiful. I've heard that in like orchestras and stuff, and it's a beautiful instrument. And I remember airlines, they used to actually have to buy a ticket for the cello because you can't check it. You have to buy a ticket to bring it on the plane with you and put in a seat next to you.
Oh
That,
wow.
that's how expensive. I know those things are worth a lot, and they're big. So, but let's get into your songwriting. How long have you been writing music?
So so I started writing music when I was in high school. I had a class that I was in. It was a business class, but we had to come up with a real world concept and we had to market it and everything. And so since I was into music, my idea was to write an album, like and produce the album and like then make a little like concert to like promote it. And so it
Huh.
was more like I started it like as a school project, and so I wrote my first album. It was mainly Christian music, and then I kind of put it aside for a little bit,
Mhm.
and I graduated and went on. Life got in the way, kind of, and so I mean, I still did music for fun, but I didn't write again until 2020. So I started writing again in 2020, and I released my first uh like music in 2022. So fairly new to the music industry as far as releasing my own stuff, but been writing on and off since I was
I
like
understand. Me
16.
too. I started in 2018. I released my first album, but I didn't start writing music until that around the 16, 17, like around there.
Mhm.
I mean, 2016. So, I haven't been around forever either, but I've been writing since I was 7. So, I know it's different when you're a songwriter, when you write novels or you write other stuff, but that's great. That's great that you had the opportunity to do that at such a young age.
Yeah, it was a really cool class, and I have nothing like bad to say about it. I always think that like more kids should do stuff like that, like
Yeah,
to
definitely.
be able, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna play your song, the first one, Time Flies By So Fast, and then we'll come back and talk about this.
Okay.
This is Trevor Renteria, Time Flies By So Fast.
When I was younger, I didn't understand how I was supposed to follow God's plan. Never knowing that mine wasn't right. I guess I understand it now in hindsight. Time fast. You can't live life in the past. If you live for the now, you'll never forget how time flies by so fast. I finally learned that God is for me and His love isn't earned. It's been with me the whole time. Every valley and every mountain I've climbed. Time flies by so fast. You can't live life in the past. If you live for the now, you'll never forget how time flies by so fast. Too old, it's never too late. Forget what you've been told. You don't have to settle for fate. Keep believing, keep trusting. Life is a journey, not a destination. If you feel lost or abandoned, just know there's salvation. So fast, you can't live life in the past. If you live for the now, you'll never forget how time flies by so fast. Time flies by so fast. Time flies by so fast.
That it does. That's a great song. Did you write that yourself?
I did, yes.
Yeah, it's true. Time does fly by so fast. It's So, what inspired you to write this song?
So, okay, so when I wrote the chorus of it, I'm a part of this this alliance group of folk music. It's called the Folk Alliance International. And so I went to this conference, and I was just surrounded by amazing songwriters. They all had like very intricate lyrics, and the melodies were beautiful. And so I really wanted to like tap into trying to like come up with a pretty melody. And so I just started humming the chorus of it. And so I wrote the chorus like on a voice memo in my car. And then I was like, okay, so time flies by so fast. And then I started to think about how like how I took that break from music, like how when I was in high school I wrote, but then I took like, honestly, I think it was like a 10 year break, 10 to 12 year break of writing. And then how now that I'm older, I mean, I'm not old per se, but I feel a lot older than I was back then. And I felt like maybe my time has come and gone, or maybe I'm too old to start pursuing this. But then I was like, you know, you're never too old, you know, it's never too late for you to start over, to start doing your passion. And so I really dug deep and started writing about that. And so that's how the song became what it is.
That's great. And you're never too old, believe me. I'm a few years older than you. Believe me, you're never too old to do anything if you put your mind to it. And I always say, you know, if you do things to glorify God, in your life, no matter what you do, it's just do it. I mean, it's great. You know, there's so many people that always say, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, but you know, I'm getting too old. Well, what is old, really? I mean, you can't tell my family we're old because we're you know, we always say we're 39. That's all of us in the family. You're probably not even there yet, right?
Not quite, but
Not quite. But you know, it's just I think it's great that, you know, you just that you took that break and then you had that yearning to come back again. I think once you get into music, you never stop. I just, you know, and before I got into music, I mean, I was writing for years, but I never got into music, and I did because of God, because it was my calling to do it. And, you know, just like you know, I sang in the choir, I sang in church, and I still do now. And, you know, it's just, I just feel like, you know, there's times when I don't want to do it. There's times when I just want to write and sing and I want to take a break. And then another song comes to me and another song comes to me. And I walk past my guitar and I look at it and say, I got to pick it up, you know, and that's how you know you're a musician. And
yeah.
you know your music is your life because you can't be without it. And it's also good for the soul. Music is good for the soul. Music is good for a lot of things. It pain, suffering, you know, mental, physical, anything. It helps us get through things, and also to worship God like we do.
Yeah.
And do you record in the studio or you record at home?
So I've done both. I'm trying to move more towards going to the studio, but I'm trying to be more efficient with my studio time, if that makes sense. So that way,
Yes.
it can get it pricey.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to find the happy balance. It's probably right now it's probably be like a hybrid of both, because I can record some stuff at home and then just bring the tracks, and then mainly I like being able to sing in the studio, because I don't really have like the best mic setup for in-home recordings, but any kind of instrumental you can just plug it in, so it's easy to do those at home. But yeah, I'm trying to.
I understand. Do you go to Nashville to record, or do you record in Texas?
I record in Texas, yeah. I would love to go to Nashville.
Yeah, so everybody wants to go to Nashville. But you know what? I mean, everybody has dreams of Nashville, but you know what? There's some really good local studios where we all live that are just as good as Nashville. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Nashville, but, you know, there's some studios, you know, my studio, I have one of the best musicians I've ever seen in the world. My friend Mike, I mean, he plays every instrument you could think of. This guy's unbelievable. And he records me with my songs in the studio. And I have a good producer. You know, it's really the producer. If you have a good producer to produce your music, I don't think it matters where you go. You know, you don't have to pay like $1 million for a song. If you have like a really good person that works, that you have to have a connection with that person. They have to know you and know your music and know how you want things. And that's how I have it where I go. So it's just a blessing to have that. If you could find that. And
I mean, my next single that I'm about to release, I did work with a producer, and I worked with a new studio. I had never worked with them before, but you can tell like leaps and bounds, like the difference between having a producer and not having a producer. So I'm really excited and really, really eager for everybody to hear that song. But
that's great. Do you I know you do a lot of Christian music, but you call yourself an indie pop artist. So you what do you do basically? I mean, are you pop, are you Christian, or what do you do?
Yeah. So I wouldn't call myself like, I wouldn't put myself in like Christian artist box, but I do say everything growing up in church and like having really like deep ties with my like relationship with God. I would say that no matter what I do, there's going to be a hint of my faith in my music, because it's just a part of who I am. So But yeah, I wouldn't like label myself as just a Christian artist, just because I do write about other things, like about like real life situations or like struggles with mental health and stuff like that. But no matter what, I still go back to like everything, like everything you can overcome with God. So that's what will always be a part of my music, and I feel like that's what gives it a different perspective also than just being like a pop artist or something, is of having that faith-based inside of it, like because it has a little more depth to it than just poppy music, if that makes sense.
No, it does. And that was my next question. How has God inspired you in your life and in music?
Yeah, so I honestly, I mean, I've had some struggles in the past just living life, and uh, music and God together. I've been the two main things that have like, well, God first, obviously, but music, through music is how I feel like He was able to work with me and to help me overcome some major struggles and also major depression, just being able to get to the pen and paper, start writing, and really like using it as like an outlet to express myself. And also it's very therapeutic to just get it out there into the world. And I feel that if I'm going through it, I mean, everybody has their own unique experiences, but also everybody has the same type struggles. And so if I went through it and I was able to write about it and put it out there in music, then maybe somebody else going through the same thing can relate, and maybe those lyrics will resonate with them, and it can be used to help them through it as well. So
That's exactly what why I do what I do. It's exactly what you said. And and any one of us can write something that will hopefully bring people to God or help them get through, because I suffer, a lot of people know I suffer from chronic pain. And one of the reasons why I got into this was because God chose me to do this to help people, not just for Him, but to also help myself through the process, and to help other people that are struggling, like you said, with depression, chronic pain, anything. And I always pray that my lyrics reach people. And that's all we can hope for as artists, especially with our faith. We can only pray that they reach people and help them, and help bring them to God and help them during their times of struggles, because that's why I do what I do. It's the only reason, so I understand exactly what you're saying with that. And you never know. They always say you never know how many people you reach. You might have 5 people that hear one of your songs, and you're like, oh wow, I only got 5 people that heard my song. But if you if you could reach one of those 5 people and help them from a struggle or something, a hard time in their life they're going through with one of your songs, then you did your job. I
I
mean,
agree.
and even the 5 people, new followers that might be waiting for your next song to come out because they want to hear what you have to say to help get them through life. So don't ever give up that. Don't ever give up that. The struggles are who make us in life. So I know, believe me, just don't just keep doing that, keep going for that, keep reaching for the stars. You look like you're headed in the right direction, and your music is really good. I like your lyrics, I like your voice, I like the tone of your voice. And
Thank you.
like you said, it's like yeah, you're sort of like, I don't know where you would fall between, like folk.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to narrow that down to make it easier to describe myself, but yeah,
Say you're a
I
folk artist.
yeah.
I mean, well, you could say pop. I mean, I don't even know. See, I'm a Christian artist, and what's good about a Christian artist is that covers everything.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm Christian contemporary, so I sing rock, I sing country, I sing pop, I sing. So all of my songs fall into a Christian. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter where, Um, But where do you perform? Do you perform locally, right? Do you go other places?
Yeah. So right now I perform locally in the Dallas area. I play at some coffee shops here, Opening Belt Coffee. I also play a lot in Oklahoma because
Oh, yeah?
my mom is actually my keyboard player, so she plays the keys
Oh,
on all
that's
my
cool.
music, and so we perform together live. And so I play at some barbecue places in Oklahoma, and back in 2023, I landed like a spot at the Oklahoma State Fair. So now every year I go and we play the Oklahoma State Fair as well. So I'm I'm trying to find a good mix of maybe like touring around the Texas Oklahoma area just because it's the most convenient for my mom and I to perform. But next month we're going to be going to that conference, the folk conference, and it's actually in Canada, and we're going to be performing 4 times at that conference.
Oh,
So
that's
we're
awesome.
really excited about that. It's the first time we're performing outside of Texas or Oklahoma. So and Canada of all places is way out of our
So
normal area.
you don't have a band that's just you and your mom?
Yeah, it's just my mom and I. Sometimes
Mother-son team. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, we whenever we play the state fair, I do add a drummer, and like when we're in the studio and stuff, I have a drummer. But like just gigging around our local areas, it's just my mom and I. And recently I did this competition in the Dallas area. It was a singing competition, and I connected with some other local singers in the area. And so now I do have another vocalist that has joined on as well. Her name is Dell, and she is also performing with us as well. So it's kind of cool to. So now we have a little bit more dynamic than just the keys, guitar, and my vocals, just to give us some more flair, you know.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah. How far is Oklahoma from you?
So I'm very North Texas, so I mean, the border of Oklahoma is less than an hour really, but
Oh, wow, that's close.
Where my mom and where we gig around there, it's about a 3-hour drive. So we're frequently going back and forth between the two places. So but 3 hours is barely anything in the scheme of things.
No, that's not bad. That's like me driving on the coast over here, like Fort Lauderdale or something. So that's not 3 hours is really not that bad especially if you have fun and you love what you do.
Yeah.
You know. And that's
brought us closer together too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is I'm sure it has. You spend a lot of time with her. I'm sure it has.
Yeah. That's
great. Let me play your next song, When It's Over, and then we'll come back and talk about that one.
Okay.
It's funny how one choice can bring you 3 steps behind. But when it took so much to get those 3 steps ahead, I can't look back, there's nothing left to find. I'll keep my head up and I'll get right back on the grind. I know each test is to make me grow, but I swear I'm close to giving up. You are for me, I know, but when will you show up? I'm at the end of my road. You have more for me, you should. Take away my thoughts and give me peace of mind.
That was a great song. Is that something that you were experiencing when you wrote that?
Yes. So, yeah, I was battling a lot of anxiety and depression when I went to write the song, and it
Mm,
just felt like everything I was doing wasn't good enough, and I just was feeling very down. And so that's when I started just pouring out into that song. And then when I first wrote it, I didn't change the chorus lyrics. It was just like, when is it over? When is it over? But then my mom actually, like, I showed it to her and she's like, why don't you, like, are you still feeling that way? And I was like, no, I'm actually not. And so she was like, why don't you change the perspective of the last chorus to like to have some resolution? And so I was like,
mhm.
oh, okay. So that's why I changed it to like, it's finally over. And so it has some, it leaves it with the hope and not
Yeah,
not so
depressing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I no, but I could see that maybe helping someone that is going through something in life. I mean, that's uh, like we were talking about before, that you write music and you hope that it reaches someone. But a lot of times you just write music to help yourself.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, you write lyrics, you write songs to help you going through yourself, like you said. You know, I mean, I've written so many songs when I was suffering and so much pain, and those songs are my best songs. You know,
Yeah.
and they always say that. You know, when you're in pain, you're suffering for something, you always write your best music. So that's a great song. And I'm looking at you and I'm listening to your style and your voice, and I'm trying to think of who you remind me of. And now I know Jordan Felice. You know
I'll have
Jordan
to
Felice, right?
I don't. I'm gonna have to look him
Oh
up.
my
But
God. Look him up. He is an unbelievable, like he does it. His style is just like yours. His name's Jordan Felice. He's a Christian folk. I think he does pop artist. He plays the guitar. He wears a hat just like you do. He has long hair. That's what I'm looking at you and I'm like, you remind me of somebody, and your voice and your guitar playing and everything sounds just like him. You should check him out. He's a really good artist. And
I'm gonna have I'll look him
yeah,
up
and that's who
right
you
after
remind
this.
me of, and that's a really good compliment because he's really good, this guy. Do you remember the song called The River? I'm going down to the river. Did you ever hear
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Yeah, I've heard that one.
That's him.
Oh,
That's his
okay.
song.
I
Yeah.
think I've heard the
I'm
like
going
the
down to the river, down to the river, down to the river to pray. That's the one that he did. We used to sing that at church all the time. But that's
yeah.
one of his songs. You could probably play that because you sound a little like him. Um, but so you, all right. So you already talked about what inspired you to write that song. So is there like any other music that you write that's not Christian? You know, like any other songs that isn't Christian that is like what would you write about? Do you just think about things or it just comes to you?
Yeah, for instance, my next single that's coming out is called Gotta Get Out. I it's about like mental health and being stuck in your head. I write a lot about mental health, honestly, because that's a lot of
Good.
my what I deal with. So I write a lot about that. I write about like relationship issues, just like like relationships with your friends, with your family, like pushing past like differences. I don't know, I just write about like real world scenarios. So I don't really like I mean, I have written like worship music. I
Mhm.
just haven't really released any of it like yet. I would be interested to like pursue more of that. But as far as just like I just anything that I'm dealing with in that moment is what I will write
Mhm.
about. Like so so basically that's pretty much it.
So,
Like
but like you said, even if you're writing something outside of Christian music, you always have that touch of Christianity in your lyrics because it's
yeah,
a part of who you are.
yes.
So
So
even though
even
you're not labeling yourself as a strictly Christian artist, you're still, a lot of your songs are based on that. And with suffering from depression and any kind of mental illness, it's especially if you have God in your life, that's the key to it. I mean, he's
Yeah, it
the only
really
one
is.
who can help us get out of your head. God can help you get out of your head. That's another song
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Well, that's what the song "Gotta Get Out" is about. Yeah, it's about getting out of your head. But yeah, so like when I try to explain that to people, I like to compare my songwriting and my music to like how C.S. Lewis he doesn't label himself as a Christian author. He just labels himself as an author who happens to be a Christian. But
Mm-hmm.
all of his books and everything has like God like principles, and shines through like his like metaphors and stuff in his writing can be
Yep.
interpreted into like Christian stuff. So that's what I like to compare it to. So that way I don't put myself in a box.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I actually went outside and did a Broadway song that I was asked to do by Bo and Cindy. Horse, they asked me to do a Broadway song that I didn't think I could do, and I stepped out of the box, and they were like, "I know you could sing this." I'm like, "No, I can't sing this. I've never done Broadway," and it actually was one of my best songs that I've done because I stepped out of the box of where I am, which I'm not going to completely step out of. I mean, yeah, once in a while, it's good for me to do something different, but I chose this. Well, he chose me to do this, so that's why I choose to be a Christian artist. But
Yeah.
but I can still do things at other times and have fun with other type of music. There's nothing wrong with that as long as I know where my home is. And is there a place that you would like to perform anywhere in the world that you haven't performed at? I ask everybody this. I like the answer.
If I could perform anywhere in the world.
Like a venue, or it could be
Yeah.
a venue, it could be a building, anything. Like,
I mean, it'd be awesome to be able to perform at like Carnegie Hall or somewhere like that with the acoustics, just somewhere like that. Or if I was thinking more of like a festival, it'd be awesome to be in any kind of festival like Coachella, like any of those types would be awesome to be a part of one of these days.
that's great. I'm just glad you didn't say the Grand Ole Opry because everybody has said that. I'm like, I know, it's a great place to be, but somebody's got to say something different. I mean, And I had
Yeah,
somebody on that said they wanted to play in Ireland in a castle, in one of those,
that'd be
like,
cool. That'd be
yeah,
kind of
wouldn't
cool to
it?
do.
I mean, have you ever sang in like a building that had like the acoustics were unbelievable and they had like no sound system? I did that recently at a fest. It was actually a festival, and it was a 110-year-old church, and
Oh
they had
wow,
no sound system. And somebody asked me to sing "Amazing Grace," and I sang it, and it was like unbelievable. My voice echoed outside, and people were coming inside to see who was
that's so
singing.
cool.
And yeah, if you ever get a chance to do that, it's really, I've never done that before, and it was really awesome to have that experience.
Yeah, that would be
And
really cool to do.
so, what's next for you now in 25? You got a new song coming out? You have an album coming out too?
I have a song coming out. So Gotta Get Out comes out February 21st. So far, out of all my music, I feel like this is my best one so far. But every artist does that, right? They say
Yeah.
that the next one, but legitimately, I would say this one is my best one so far. I'm also this is gonna be the year I put out my first album last year in July,
Mhm.
Only the Beginning. That one came out. This year is my year of writing, getting material ready, because I want to put something out in 26, like another album. I do think so since my grandpa did pass away last year, I did write a song dedicated to him, and somebody else that was close to me in my life. I wrote, it's called You're Leaving a Legacy, and I would love to be able to record it this year and release it on his birthday, just because no
that would
matter
be
what,
awesome.
like, yeah, he because of his love for music and his talent and his passions, he passed it down to all of us younger generations, and so
Mhm.
I would love to do that to honor him. So so I'm thinking those two will be my releases this year, and then I'm going to be focusing on gigging and promoting those songs and writing and just going through some life to be able to get some more writing material, because I want to put I want what I write and what I put out to be quality, so I don't want to just rush something out
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
give myself some time to live some life, to get some stuff to write about, you know. So
Well, you're young. You got your whole life ahead of you. So that's, I'll keep you in my prayers. I hope that you succeed at everything you do. And I think you're doing really well right now. So just, I'm glad you came on the show. That way, everybody that didn't know you or didn't hear of you, now they can follow you. And I really want to hear that song. Let me know when it comes out. All right. I know it's
I will.
February. You said February 21st, because what I'm going to start doing is, I might start playing songs from former guests on my shows moving forward. Just like if somebody has a new release, I might play one of their songs during the show or at the end of the show and tell everybody that this former guest had a song new release come out. So if you want to send it to me, I can play it on one of my shows coming out so I can promote it for you.
Awesome. That'd be great. I really do
And
appreciate you putting me on the show and letting me share my story.
oh, no problem. I appreciate you coming on. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have a show. So, I thank you so much for coming on. But just let everybody know, your music is on all the streaming sites, right?
Yes, so you can find me on your favorite streaming platform, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, any of them I'm on. It's just my name, Trevor Renteria.
Website.
Right now I'm building that. So
Okay.
but you can find me
Facebook.
on Facebook and everything. My link tree is what I keep like up to date, and you can find it at trevorsrenteria.com. It'll automatically go to that. So that's
Okay.
where you'll find all my upcoming shows and where you can just stay up to date with what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm in the middle of building my website. So
That's great. Yeah, it's not easy. And I got to finish my link tree. I never finished that either. That's a pretty good thing to have also. That's pretty cool. I never heard about it till a couple of people told me about it. And that's a really good thing to have as an artist.
yeah,
Is
you
that
just
tree?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
can
you could put
send them
everything on
there. Yeah.
there.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah. And
whatever
if you
streaming platform they have, they can just click on it and then go to it. So
yeah, and then when you
yeah.
build your website, you could put all your music on your website and you could sell it there. And Lord knows that we get 3 cents off a dollar for artists off Spotify.
Yeah,
So if anybody out there is listening and you want to support indie artists, please go on their website and buy their music
for
because
sure.
they get the whole 99 cents or $1.29 or whatever you charge for it. They don't wind up with 3 cents. So if you want to support indie artists, please buy the music off their website. Thank you. And
Yes.
but it's great. It's been great having you on the show. And so when you get your website up and running, just let me know and I'll post it. I'll let everybody know that it's up.
Sounds
So
good.
I just want to thank you so much for coming on. I have a music prayer that I say at the end of my show, so I'm going to say this prayer real quick, okay?
Okay.
Lord, thank you for the gift of music, a universal language that transcends barriers. Help us to use it to glorify your name, to find solace during times of distress, and to celebrate your goodness in time of joy. May our hearts always be instruments playing the melody of your love and faithfulness. Amen.
Amen.
So thank you so much for coming on again and have a blessed weekend. And I'll be talking to you soon.
Yes. Thank you again for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, I just want to make a couple of announcements. I have 4 shows coming up in February. That was because I had to reschedule the one in the 17th. So February 1st, which is a Saturday, I have a Christian artist called Ada Heston. She is from the UK. This is a special show that will be on a 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm sorry that it's going to be on so early, but it's going to be 9 p.m. her time. So I have to have it on early. But all you guys out there watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can always go back and watch it again later on. But please watch this show because she's a great artist from the UK, and she's got some great music. On the 10th, I'm going to have Carla Bonnell. She's a Christian rock artist. She's going to be on the 10th. Richie Mullins, who I think he just released his Christian album. Richie Mullins is a country artist. He's on the 21st. And Andrew Dean, of course, will be back on the 24th. And he is another Nashville country artist. All of these shows are at 6 p.m. Eastern, except for the one on the 1st that will be at 4 p.m. I will advertise all of this on my Facebook page on Lisa Marie Nicole Music on Facebook, and also my YouTube channel. So just look out for all of these shows coming up. I'm going to put all these out there. I'll post them out there. Also, don't forget, I have a new album that will be coming out called Ascending Journey. That will be in the spring. And my book, Poetry for the Soul by Lisa Marie Nicole, that will be out in late March, God willing. So I'm going to leave you guys with one of my commercials that I made that I will be playing on my shows moving forward. I just want to thank you guys for the support throughout 2024 and all the years. And I have some great shows coming up this year, as well as my own music. And I will be booking for events coming up also. So I want to thank you guys so much. I will have a blessed weekend, and please stay warm wherever you are. I know that it's freezing in Florida right now, but everybody please stay warm, and God bless you. Have a good night.